Rotate. Please.
Okay. Jackee, a lot of people are billing this as your motion picture debut, but you kind of had a debut with the Cotton Club. And you did some personal
Right.
lobbying with Francis Ford Coppola to get a role in that. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, wow, it's funny you should mention that. I was one of the Cotton Club girls, and I was also doing the soap opera Another World at that time, as well as a play at night. So we were standing there, it was about 100 girls, and he needed about only like 40, oh, no, 12. What am I talking about, 12? And I just was standing around. I said, shoot, I'll never get a part if I wait like this, because I wasn't, I'm a dancer, but I wasn't like, I didn't just want to be a dancer. So I just broke out of the line. I went to him. I said, look, Mr. Coppola, I said, look, I'm sorry for being bold. I said, but I'm the only girl here that looks authentic to me. He said, what do you mean? I said, I got big legs. Those women were big women in those days. I said, they're very fair. I said, they look just like I look. And he stepped back. He said, it's true. He said, give it a job. And I was in, just like that. And he gave me a lot of stuff to do. Unfortunately, a lot was cut, as you know, from the film, like 2 or 3 hours. And I had a part. I was Butterbeans and Susie. I was Susie, part of the comedic team, so it never got in the film. But that was, yeah, that was my first time.
Okay. Now with 227, were you, because you were originally going to do that just as a one-time thing, were you surprised by all the immediate feedback that role gave you?
Mm-hmm. But I wasn't surprised until, I don't know, I wasn't aware that I was that popular for a couple of years. I just thought it was an inside thing, because I was like, they're going to put this on TV? I had no idea what sitcom was. I was like, oh no. I didn't know that they did it that way. I had no idea of the process. So I was very shocked.
Now people sometimes want to typecast actors. They see them in one show and they want them to play that same role over and over again. Now are you conscious of that when people try to do that with you?
Absolutely. Like even for the sitcom I'm doing now, Royal Family, which is coming on April 8th at 8:30. I like that little plug. I'm still playing that type, that Sandra-esque type, except I have some money, more class, and the voice is not there because there's no need to have that voice anymore. But that was a nice gimmick and it's something you like. So I'm still being put in the sexy, sassy category, which is not bad if you think about it. It's not a bad place to be. But yeah, you have to be careful.
Now you have another kind of milestone coming up. You're going to participate in the Designing Women cliffhanger.
Right.
So how did that come about?
Well, it's been a rumor for such a long time. It was a rumor to me, but they had originally wanted me to replace Delta Burke, and that deal fell through for some reason. I don't know, and I don't even want to know. You know, as an actor, you just do what you do. If you don't get it, I press on. So they had been trying to get me on, but then I got the Royal Family, and I wasn't able to do it. So she called up and said, "Can you please do it?" Linda Bloodworth Thomason, and so that's just sort of something that's there, you know.
Now, working with Rodney Dangerfield, now what was would you say, the biggest surprise that you discovered working with him?
How nice he was. Okay, nice is not, what a gentleman he was, how worldly he was in terms of the way he could handle me as a woman. I need to be treated well for me to feel comfortable in my surroundings, and he made me comfortable. Anything I need, anything I wanted, I wasn't afraid to ask. I didn't feel like I was, you know, out of place or awkward at any time with him.
Now, when you were on location, didn't he drag you on stage one night when he was doing a comedy show?
He made me do some stand-up for 2 minutes. It was a progression. It was the guy that plays his boss, Tom. He went on first, then Harry. I don't know if you ever saw him in the movie. He only got a little part. That's his writing partner. And then somebody else in the movie, and then me to introduce Rodney. So it was like, da-da-da-da-da-da. I said, oh, I don't do stand-up, but I got up there and I did a little bit. And it was a lot of fun.
Now, this movie has a lot to do with children. Now, when kids see you in the street, now how do they normally react?
Hi! Hi, Jackee! Can I have your autograph? Just like that. You know, kids they're very shy creatures, so you don't get a lot from them at first, but just that love.
We're doing a story on the worst advice that actors get, like from strangers, people on the street. Now, in your career, what has been the worst advice anyone has given you?
The worst advice, I think to date, the most recent advice was don't do that show, The Royal Family, because Red Fox died and nobody can replace him. Somebody told me that on the street, and first I was very upset because why are you telling me that I can't be good? And I realized that people are afraid. People get afraid of death, and dying, as I do too. But what I did was I just went in and just accepted the challenge, and it's a different show because that was his show. It was formulated for him, and so I couldn't do what he did anyway. Nobody can. So now that I've done it, it's the best thing I could have done.